Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. That's Tim. This is Second Legacy, and you are awesome for showing up, and thank you so much for doing that. Today, we are going to talk about something that is so key, so massive, so nuanced. It's like FEMA for gun controllers. What could go wrong? Who would not love that? That's what we're going to break down today. As we always do on this channel, we bring it in, we reassemble it with some sarcasm and some delicious comedy and send it right back out. We're going to say a quick word from our sponsor, and then we're going to have some fun with this one. And the content today is brought to you by a sponsor, Ammo Squared. Now, this is such an interesting idea, guys. We're talking about retirement accounts for your ammo. It's a thing. This is something you guys definitely at least look at if you're interested.
So what's really cool about it is you can tell Ammo Squared what type of ammunition you want, and it'll automatically purchase that ammunition throughout the month. You can also sell the ammunition back if you don't want it, or you can just say, send it to me now, and they'll hold it for you. They'll store it for free, and they'll ship it to you whenever you request it. There's so many cool features about this service. You really need to check them out at ammosquared.com, and we want to thank them for sponsoring today's video.
All right, Tim, listen. I said some amazing words in that intro, like FEMA and mass shootings and gun controllers. Oh man, right off the bat, what could go wrong though?
Oh, I mean, when FEMA gets involved, everything's going to go right. FEMA, you know,
so
we're
good
from the government. We're here to
so
help.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not concerning at all. When I read this article and I saw the headline, I went, well, that's concerning as hell. So let's dive into that a little bit. So you remember, I don't know if you remember Greg Jackson, but he's one of the guys who runs the Office of Gun Violence Prevention with underneath Kamala Harris. He's one of the two gun controllers from Everytown for Gun Safety, and those
he's
people.
under Kamala or she's under him?
No, you stop it.
Okay, sorry.
Stop it.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out the pecking order. Never mind.
Do not come. Do not come.
I think Doc just got us.
You know, I think Doc just got us in trouble. Okay, so
thank you, Doc.
So here's the reference I was about to, dude. I swear to you, in my ear, I was about to go. The HR department would like to clarify that they were talking about the first and second floors of the White House, and everything is all good. And then Doc hits that, and I'm like, well,
save this one.
That goes out. There goes that window.
Trying to defuse Tim's bomb, and then Doc throws one in the room. It's like, well,
oh,
I'm gonna come.
That's the first time we've ever played those backwards. That's awesome.
Oh man, that was amazing. I'm looking forward to explaining that one to the YouTube rep. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep on trucking, and hopefully we don't get in more trouble. Oh, that was good, Doc. I appreciate you.
Be careful what you say around us. We're not adults.
I know. I know. It's a problem. Well, how's this for an intro, Tim? Good Lord, I gotta get lock it down. Listen to this. After months of tending to foreign policy conflagrations, sticky inflation numbers, and various other pop-up crises, the White House is zeroing back in on a key part of its domestic agenda, gun violence.
Hashtag it's the guns.
How'd you like that? How'd you like that for an intro?
Sticky inflation
foreign policy conflagrations. What? Wow. Why we can't say Iran's bombing the crap out of Israel? We can't say that? We can't say that Russia is still sticking at Ukraine and we're spending $100 billion going over there. Can't say any of those words.
I'm going to go ahead and just correct that. It's a foreign policy flatulation. Yeah,
exactly. Oh, there you go. Foreign policy conflagration or flatulation. I appreciate both, but I love the way that they say that in this article. Because this is from Politico.
I just love the spin they put on everything. And sticky inflation numbers. Right. They ain't sticky, sweetheart. They're going up.
Yeah.
I want sticky going up, at 1%. What you've given me is 18%.
I mean, exactly. The goal is 2, by the way, for you guys keeping track at home.
2 to 3
that's the Fed's goal target. Yeah. But they're zeroing back in on a key part of the domestic agenda, gun violence. Which, I mean, if you're sucking across the board, I mean, I don't really blame them for looking for something that's an emotional hot button topic to try to rally support, because they really are sucking eggs, man.
Yeah, the whole world's on fire. Climate change, wars, rumors of war, pestilence, tidal waves, volcanoes. But it's the gun violence, folks. If we could just get the guns out of Americans' hands, everything would stop and it would be utopia. Don't you understand this?
All the conflagrations. All the conflagrations.
We could even fix those sticky inflation numbers and various other pop-up crises, you know.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Like crime and stuff. Oh, it's awkward. Like borders and things. Notice how they didn't say that. I wonder what the word would be used for that. It's a border conflagration.
And the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. Hashtag it's the guns.
Exactly. Anyway. Right. Hashtag it's the Apaches. listen to this and tell me when your little feelers go up with, holy God, what's happening? A new emergency response team will meet in person for the first time on Friday in the Roosevelt Room, where it will unveil a new protocol for responding to mass shootings and surges in community gun violence, according to plans first shared with West Wing Playbook.
Okay, wait a minute.
You know what stood out to me?
Yeah, like last week they're talking
about
the plummeting crime rate, and now all of a sudden, for the purposes of this article, it's going crazy, and it's just a mass craziness out there. We got to do something about this crime and the gun violence. But wait, crime violence is down. Re-elect Biden. He's doing great. I mean, gosh, we've never seen numbers this low. But wait a minute, it's escalating.
FEMA.
Yeah.
We need a FEMA. Bounce left, right. I'm on the left bank. I'm on the right bank. I'm on the left bank. I'm on the right bank. I mean, it's literally like, I'm just gonna. You know what? What time is it? Is it past lunch? Okay, we're on the crimes going down right now, and then after high tea, we're gonna go back to we need more FEMA because crimes going up.
We saw a surge.
Right,
surge over here.
We got a conflagration over here. Yeah, no, exactly. And the other thing that I really wondered, Tim, I didn't just pop in my head. I wonder if that invisible mass shooting got a FEMA response from the White House.
I don't know.
The one in Memphis?
Yeah, we just don't know. We don't know if they got briefed on that because nobody else did. The media's just not touching that one.
That's true.
I wonder why.
Because it's invisible. That's so weird. It was, again, the hollow man of shootings. So weird. It's like a war zone battle in the streets, and I can't talk about that. One psychopath pops off, and it's like, oh my God! Yep. Can't talk about that stuff. But listen to who's who of this. I mean, man, you talk about a high-quality list of greatness. Participating in the initiative led by the White House's Office of Gun Violence Prevention will be officials from the FBI and Departments of Justice, Health and Human Services, Education, and Housing and Urban Development, as well as FEMA, AmeriCorps, and Small Business Administration. What could go wrong?
So one thing I learned in corporate America is ruling by committee always fails. And so when you get this many stakeholders in a room, and I'm sure it's going to be more than one representative from each, it's going to be a complete cluster. Beep. I mean, this is funny. And that's fine. Spin your wheels, folks. But I mean, they got the FBI, the Health and Human Services. Thank goodness they're here, folks. Oh, hey, what? Education and housing's here and urban development. Yeah, it goes back to what we were just talking about. You know, hey, just tax these people and then we just build them some houses and some green spaces and they'll just go home and be friendly and love each other.
Exactly. No crime because green space vaccines, obviously.
Wow, man.
Did you see our other video? Duh.
The whole world's laughing at us.
So that's the who's who. Oh, absolutely. I'm laughing at us at this point. There's lots of conflagrations. I like that word.
Great
I
word.
mean, I got to give them credit. I do like that word. I'm having trouble ascertaining what they're talking about. I also like that word. But let's continue. This right here, Tim, tell me if anything stands out in this last little sentence I'm about to read. In the immediate aftermath, the Department of Justice will deploy law enforcement and FBI Victim Services as it previously has. The new White House team will now also jump into action, calling mayors, local legislators, and governors to map out victim needs. Does anything sound interesting to you?
Well, I mean, that's just great. So the immediate aftermath, the Department of Justice will deploy law enforcement and FBI Victim Services.
As it previously has.
I'm glad the victim services are there. Okay. I guess they've previously done that. Okay. So that's not new. The White House team will also jump into action. The White House team, I'd like to see Biden just jump, period. They're taking him down the short stair bus on Air Force One these days because he'll fall down the full staircase.
I'm not sure you saw. He gave a speech in the rain the other day. I saw tweets about it. I mean, it was crazy.
And the truth behind that image is that was in 2020, and that was a surprise thunderstorm, which he immediately ran off stage. But the picture was taken just before, and now the left is going.
You are always just breaking magic for me. Like I really thought he was so virile that he could withstand a rainstorm.
He saw the thunderstorm. He jumped into action, Braden. And he took the microphone and he called the mayors and local legislators and governors to map out victim needs. We got a Venn diagram back here. Kamala Harris is heading that initiative up. And through the Venn diagram, we're going to make sure that their needs are met.
I love Venn diagrams. Okay.
Man, I swear to y'all, we did not prep him on this. He's just running them up with buttons.
I know, man. Doc is in fine, rare form this morning.
He's in fine form. He's in fine form. So here's the thing that really, asking for a friend. Tim, if you've got a White House office underneath the vice president.
No, on top of.
And the vice president, stop it. And the vice president has articulated wholeheartedly and full-throatedly that she wants the abolition of the Second Amendment, assault weapons bans, all those things. And the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, who has also said we need more gun control, they're going to be calling local legislators, mayors, and governors at a time of high emotional stress. Wonder what those conversations are going to be.
Who knows?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I could think off the top of my head, if I wanted to achieve a goal, I could go, hey, are you aware that the Safer Communities Act put money in place for red flag laws to pass in your state?
You give them too much credit. I think they'll probably be like,
no, are you kidding me? They are nefarious as hell.
Bob, this is Mike. Yeah, I heard you had a shooting the other day. Hey, you got money on this Jake Paul or Tyson fight coming up? Who do you pick? Do you think it's going to get staged? I mean, that's the conversations they're having. We're just funding these morons to go out there and run amok and do absolutely nothing.
Oh, see, I don't
seriously,
think you give
I'm going to call
credit.
mayors and local legislators and governors to map out victims' needs. All right, Kamala, let's see that VIN.
I don't think you give enough credit. Nope, I don't think you give enough credit. I think that genuinely there may be some stupid, but I think there's also going to be some policy pushing.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I mean, they'll dispatch Davy Hogg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he loves this office for
serious.
whatever. Office for dumb
Very
people
important
prevention.
office, Tim.
That's what we need. Maybe if Trump gets back in, we can do that. We can start up an office of dumb people prevention.
I'll be honest with you. If Trump gets back in, the first thing that I want him to do is destroy that office just to watch the gun controllers like literally have their face melt off, like the scene from Last Crusade in Indiana Jones, like where that guy has the angel of death just melts his face. That's what would happen.
And this one, it's close.
Now
it's close. Yeah.
It's close. Move along. Like Star Wars. Move along.
These are not the gun controllers you're looking for.
So these are not the gun controllers you're looking for. So this is Greg Jackson. This last thing to wrap this article up. This is Greg Jackson, the guy who is co-leading the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Listen to what he says, because this is his little baby. It's number 14. Jackson will then convene an emergency call with federal agencies to figure out which resources are available and how quickly they can deploy them. Sometimes he'll fly out to the scene to offer extra support on the ground, serving as the primary contact so local officials don't have to worry about keeping track of a web of federal agencies. Quote, a lot of the resources are now synced up together, and we're just able to move a lot faster to support communities, Jackson said. What would have taken weeks to do, we're now able to do within hours or days.
What took them weeks to do in responding to a crime scene?
What took them?
What's taking weeks?
Nothing. This is a bunch of crap. This is all about promulgating more gun control.
Let's say something happens in the state of Indiana where I live. And it's a local crime committed by local people. No federal laws were violated. What the hell are federal agents doing in my state? Running amok, deploying themselves everywhere, taking charge of everything. That is a usurpation of states' rights. I don't need the feds coming into my state every time. Well, it's a gun violence. Oh, well, that changes everything. Ever heard of the Second Amendment?
Man, Tim.
Like it was a speech violence.
Man, you're really harsh in the buzz.
What's that?
You're really harsh in the buzz of the Gun Violence Prevention Office. I mean, like it's really there for federalized help across the board, which you kind of just laid out really nicely. It's almost like they want a federal system to control the entire thing.
Yeah. It just seems like the feds are inserting themselves into every aspect of our lives. And so they nobody, even on the left, is looking at this going, oh, this is great. Of course, they love and embrace big government. They want, govern me harder, daddy. They love that stuff. But, for freedom-minded people, feds go home. Get out of my state. It's a crime that happened here. We'll take care of it. Thank you for taking weeks to clean up a mess.
This has been a very sexually charged episode.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, it's Kamala Harris we're talking about. I mean, how do you think she got into politics?
Oh, you stop it. Stop it. It's never coming up. Anyway, so with that, don't do it. Don't you do it. I feel like we're about to get in trouble. I was wrap this episode.
I don't want to. I have something else to say about Kamala.
I tell you what, we'll wrap the episode. We'll keep recording it, and then you can tell me offline, and then you'll get off, and then we'll be good to go.
I'm not going to get off. I hate her.
No, what? I didn't say that. Did you?
Oh, never mind. Anyway, thanks for watching.
See, that's the problem.
Wrap it up. Not me. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, we still have a channel tomorrow.